All right. As far as the injuries go, the guys that didn't practice today were Taco and Alex Okafor, Schwartz, and Sammy Watkins. And most likely they'll all be marked as out once we conclude this day here. So look forward to the challenge of playing the Broncos. We know they're a good team, and our guys have had a good week of practice. So we'll get up and get up there tomorrow and see how things go. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Go first to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Andy. Just as you're playing the Broncos, two related questions to Patrick. The first really is, I know it's ancient history by now, but what confidence and faith did you have in him? Did you think that you discovered after that first game in 2017? Was there any particular impact for you?
Well, I thought he handled it well. And so I think everybody felt that way. I didn't know exactly what direction we were going at that time, but I thought he had a nice performance, and I just thought he handled the whole week well. I had a chance to work with him that week, and as Brad and Nagy got ready for the playoffs. So it was, it was good to have that opportunity for sure.
And then just regarding last year, I know you were very consumed with game management, so you couldn't really get distracted by what happened to him on the field. But in the moment or in hindsight, how fortunate do you feel that it wasn't what it might have been?
Yeah. Listen, I'm happy for him most of all, and then those things aren't fun to get, and I'm sure it was a shock to him. You look down and your kneecap's on the other side of your knee where it's not supposed to be. So, but he handled it, I thought, well, and he wanted to get back in after about a couple minutes. So he's wired a little bit different that way.
Go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, Denver's a team that struggles in the red zone this year. Is there anything when you look at film that you see, hey, they're trying to do this, but it's just not working? And I guess how do you keep that trend going?
Their defense is pretty stout, and they're one of the top run teams in the league. As you go further in the red zone, I think they're very good. They, in particular, against the run game, there looks like there's a wall there that you're trying to work through. They do a good job of gap management. So, it's important, obviously, that you execute. Everything's a little faster down there, and you've got to execute the run game where you can try to create some seams. And in the pass game, you've got to, be able to, again, try to create some space if possible. So I think they do a nice job in there. I know what their numbers are, but I think they do a pretty good job.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, just wanted to ask you about your depth at defensive end. If Taco doesn't play and Alex Okafor doesn't play, then you've Mike Dana obviously not going to play, so you're kind of down in some numbers there. How you feel about that depth going into this game if it's true those guys can't play? But Brad, I'll have one quick follow-up.
Yeah, so the one thing that we do have is Chris can play either or if needed, so I think we'll be okay with the rotation there.
Okay. And assuming Mitch doesn't play on Sunday, will you go with your starting offensive line the way you finished up against Buffalo?
Yes.
Go next to James Palmer. Go ahead, James.
Andy, now that you've had Le'Veon Bell for a week, what's your thought on how much you can use him on Sunday in terms of his workload and what he understands?
Yeah, I'm going to try to visit with him here. Just I was waiting till after this practice just to see where we were at with him, where his comfort level was with what we're doing. So, but it looks like he's picking things up well. So I think there's a chance that he has, he can get a couple snaps in there. But let's just see. I'll see here. I haven't had time to talk to him after this practice yet, so I'll visit with him and see where he's at.
We've got three more hands up. We'll go right down the line. Todd, Harold, and then Matt. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Coach, I just wonder how close you're keeping an eye on the weather Looks like it's going to be some snow out there. You guys played them in the snow here in Kansas City last time. What effect would that have on the game?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see how the wind and the snow and all that stuff. I can't tell you that until I'm not sure they can tell you that. I mean, the weather changes so fast up there. So, and we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. I think we have a good plan if whatever direction it goes. Yeah.
Go next to Harold. Go ahead, Harold.
Andy, real quickly, following up on what Adam said, just with Nick Allegretti and Daniel Kilgore getting some more snaps, just how do you feel they're going to they fit in very well against Buffalo, but how do you feel they fit in against Denver? What are you seeing throughout the week that, especially with inclement weather, what could happen with the O-line there?
Yeah, so I think it'll be a good challenge for us with that defensive front. I mean, that's a good defensive front. Inside techniques, 96 is, I think, a heck of a player. He every year he's gotten better, and right now he's playing at a very high level. And we know about 55 and 59 is kind of a new addition to Reid. And he's, I think he's an explosive player. So they've got good talent there. That'll be a good challenge for our offensive line. And I'll be curious to see how we do. I mean, it's, like I said, you gotta strap it on when you play that group. And their linebackers are big physical guys. So
we'll go last to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach, kind of related to what Todd was asking you about the weather. It's been pretty unseasonably warm here in Kansas City this fall. Does it feel good that you've gotten a game in Buffalo and the rain under your belt, and then a practice like today before you go into some places like Denver and get ready for the end of the season?
Yeah, well, I said it changes up there quick. I mean, it changes here pretty quick. I mean, yesterday you could be out in a bathing suit. Today, you better put the woolies on because it's a little cool out there, windy and cool. So it was good to get it in. I'm glad I'm standing here though talking to you, but it was good to get it in.
Hey, D-Rob, I know with Sammy out, that led to additional opportunity. What did you make of some of those extra looks, and what did you learn from yourself on the film?
Just going out and making plays when I had an opportunity.
Let's go next to Todd Lebo. Go, Todd.
What have you seen from these guys defensively on tape this week? They look like they performed fairly well.
Pretty good defensive backs. Great linebacker crew. They play pretty good. We're supposed to have a chance of snow. We just got to keep our shoulder over our toes, and we should be all right.
Go next to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, what's up, D-Rob? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. A little bit, you were just asked this part of it, but I want to know, do you ever find it hard about standing in your row, not having conversations with Patrick? We all know how close you guys are. Just conversations about targeting you more. I mean, even Coach Reid has said you could definitely be a number one receiver on many other teams in this league.
I think I just go out and have fun and just whenever the ball's coming my way, I try to make a play on it. I don't think we have a lot of plays where I'm the first reader or something like that. But whenever he's scrambling or whatever, he's moving his feet outside the pocket and he looks all around. So just being available for him.
Let's go next to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Demarcus. Obviously, with the addition of Le'Veon and the attention that he brings when he's out there on the field, either as a running back or a wide receiver, how do you think that will open up more opportunities for you in the passing game with his addition to the team?
With his addition, man, we love having him. He's coming in, and we see his enthusiasm right away. People say it's a cheat code having him on our team because we got a lot of weapons, but it's great for all of us. It leaves a lot of guys open, so they can't guard all of us, and they can't stack the box against us, so pretty good.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, whether it's you or Byron, it feels like a lot of people are looking for you all to fill the void of Sammy's absence. Do you feel like you have to fill Sammy's role, or you can kind of play your own game and do what you have to do?
Yeah, I don't feel like we go in and be like, all right, well, we stepping in there for Sammy. We got your back, Sammy. We just going in and making our own plays. We just go in and try to be ourselves and make plays happen for ourselves, and for the team, not for Sammy.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
What's up, Demarcus?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. I wanted to ask you about Patrick and playing with him in Denver. There's so many stories about, being there in that first game with him in 2017, but what is it about playing with Patrick in that atmosphere in Denver and why the previous games have been so memorable in your eyes?
He's just a great player. He knows what he's doing on the field. And back then, it was our first game together. So we were just going out having fun, and he was throwing the ball my way. And that's my guy. So every time he's looking down the field, I'm always trying to make a play for him. And he likes to play in the snow. He said it was a good game last time. So we kind of looking forward to it.
Let's go next to Vahe. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Demarcus, along those lines, what do you remember specifically about the play, that first start of Patrick's on the sideline at Denver? A lot of people thought that was sort of his signature first moment, and obviously you had a hand in it.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy, great quarterback, and you can see it from his first games being played. He came out with a lot of enthusiasm. A lot of guys loved to see him on the field, and it brought a lot of energy. So, yeah. Same thing.
Go last to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, D-Rob. So this is your 5th year in the league. You're a veteran on this team now. And it's clear, like, when you get your opportunities now, you really make the most of them. Saw it last week. How do you feel like you've grown the most over the last couple of years just as a player, and who's helped you most in that regard?
All the guys. I would say Sammy coming in these last couple of years, and Tyreek being here, being a key player, a key role guy, Travis and Patrick. Just going out, playing fast, just learning how to play fast and knowing how you fit into the scheme. It all helps each other. So that's what we try to do.
Curious, playing so many snaps last week, playing really good football. How'd you feel out there, and how's it feel getting that first real full game under your belt?
It was a lot of fun. Pretty appreciative to have, some older guys next to me helping me out, getting in there. But it was a blast. Football's a lot of fun, and it had been a little bit since I've been on the field, so it was definitely a good time getting out there.
Let's go next to Herbie Tiopi. Go ahead, Herbie.
And good to see you as always. What was your biggest takeaway from your rookie year that you've applied it to this year? And also, it looks like you might be starting this week, and how that helps you mentally prepare.
Yeah, one of Coach Heck's big things is preparation. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to play hard on game day. But the week leading up to it, that preparation is big. So I've kind of developed a little bit of a system, still learning, from guys like Mitch and Fish, and how to prepare, what film to watch. Just continuing to figure out what my style is.
Let's go next to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Nick. Just wanted to ask you about that moment when you're going in such a prime situation and you're going to be in. I mean, obviously you're prepared, but you've gone a lot of games without having that moment. So how did that work, and did you have some butterflies?
Yeah, absolutely. When I figured out that, Mitch was going to be out for, the game, it was a little bit of, stress, butterflies at the beginning, and then, to be honest, kind of went blank for a little bit, warmed up, didn't really think about much, and then just, got the opportunity to go have a lot of fun. Run around with the O-line, great guys out there. So it was just a fun game, great night, really excited about it.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Nick, this was obviously more than you'd played, at least in a regular season game since you've been here. What told you were ready for this? What have you been doing in practice or in your preparation that said, I got this, I can do this and do it at a high level?
I think that just, the D-line that we have here, incredibly, talented group. So being able to go up against them, day in, day out at practice and, competing with them. Chris is, incredible player. Derek Nottie, incredible player. So being able to get those reps against them and, slowly beginning to, have some success or learn some things from them, has been huge. And then just following the older guys, they taught me how to prepare, physically and mentally for games. So feel good about the way that I've learned how to prepare, but it was a little nerve-wracking for sure, because I hadn't been able to go out there and really do it. So it was definitely fun to get out there and play.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Nick. Good to see you. Remind me if I'm correct, but I think your first pancake in the NFL was in Denver last year, back in October, in the heavy set package, and you had a lot of similar plays in Buffalo. Just what do you think makes you a very good run blocker from what you've shown in your limited snaps in the NFL?
That was my first snap up in Denver. That was definitely a good time. But I don't know, just kind of the way that I was, raised growing up playing football is, if you're going to make a mistake, make it flying around, make it fast, make it physical. So, mistakes are going to happen throughout a football game. There's a lot of snaps. So, the one thing that I can control is my effort, my physicality. So that's what I have. The rest, preparation, all that, that comes as I continue to grow. But I know that I can play as hard as I want, or, hard as I can, and be as physical as I can. So that's what I have.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, congrats. And I know this is an exciting time. You had a lot of retweets of people just tweeting at you, different clips and things like that. I imagine the support extended to your phone. I was just wondering if you could give us a glimpse of what that was like, hearing from probably a lot of friends, families, coaches, and teammates, et cetera.
Yeah, that's always definitely humbling, when you take a look at the phone, and really, friends, family, they support me every week, no matter what. I get the good luck text from them, the congrats text from them always. I guess my favorite of the text is when you get it from, an old coach, someone that coached you, mentored you growing up, because those are the guys that, no matter what the sport was, wrestling, football, developed me into, the player that I am. So getting those texts are probably my, favorite ones for sure.
It looks like we got 4 more. We'll go right down the line. Harold, you're up first. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Nick, congratulations on getting that first start, too. When you look back at everything you've done with the practices and with Mitch helping you out and everybody, when you get into your first start, what's the first thing that kind of runs through your mind, knowing that there's so much talent back there in the backfield? And I asked Daniel about, what it's like to block for those guys back there and the difference that they have present. What's it like for you out there?
Yeah, every day, if you take a look around the locker room, it's incredible. The talent that we have at the skill positions is, wild, and I get it. My second year, maybe get used to it, but you really don't. There's a lot of talent in our locker room, and, the only thing we could do is give them a chance to, show that talent. Put it on ourselves to give them the opportunities, make the throws, make the catches, give them some holes in the run game if we can, and just give them the opportunity to show the world who they are. So that's kind of the mentality that we have, and it's pretty cool to get to block for those guys.
Go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Nick, I know that you like to play games, you do puzzles in your free time. I'm curious, especially even during the pandemic, anything new that you've added to your kind of repertoire collecting that's new for you?
Yeah. I guess not a new addition, but I did, I was able to set up my own, table at a coin show, earlier on, and got to sell actually coins for the first time. So, get to be more of a dealer rather than a collector for a little bit. That was pretty cool. Got to meet a lot of people in that community. It was just kind of, a fun experience getting to, really dive into that hobby, when we didn't know what the future of the season was. So that was definitely a good time.
Go next to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Nick, I'm curious if Patrick Mahomes had anything to say to you, or did he, does he try to loosen you up during the games? Just what kind of reaction, what kind of interaction did you have with him during the game, or at least maybe before the game?
Yeah, no, he was definitely, I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, but, if there was any cadence that was a little bit different, any play that was, one of our, one-off plays, I felt kind of some eye contact from him in the huddle. I don't know if he knew that he was doing that, but it was kind of putting some emphasis on it in the huddle. But just kind of his confidence, the way that he runs the offense is huge. So when he's, making the calls with that confidence, gives, the rest of us and, definitely myself, first time out there, a lot of confidence. He knows what he's doing. He knows what, he's telling us to do. So that helped a lot.
And we'll go last to Rob Collins. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, Gretty, asking for our sister station back in Champaign. How excited are you for Big Ten football to come back, Illinois and Wisconsin, and what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. Texted the O-line today. Those are the guys I played with, almost all of them, because we were a pretty young team my last 2 years. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a good game. A little bit of underdogs, which I know definitely, put an extra chip on their shoulders, which I don't know if they needed it, but it's going to help. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm an optimist with the Illini every day, so we're going to win the game. Only way I can look at it, but really excited. Definitely be tuning into that.